Well, hello everybody. Good evening. This is me. I'm here. I'm here again this evening. It seems like I haven't been with you all in ever so long. I know. And it's been a very busy year since we got started. As most of you know, the month of January and part of February, my husband and I have been out of the country most of the time. We were in London, we were in Scotland, we were in St. Thomas, we were in Orlando, and it's just been a running time. As a matter of fact, sometimes I don't unpack my suitcase, and then the next thing you know is I have to unpack it because I can't carry the same clothes with me that I had on the other trip. And if it's one thing I let me not use such a strong word as hate. If it's one thing I don't like to do, I don't like to unpack. And if there's something close to it that I don't like to pack either. So so every week practically, it's been a case where having to do something that I don't want to do. As a matter of fact, uh, I need to pack again because this weekend we are off to Maryland just for the weekend. And I know it's Valentine's weekend, but it's not really a Valentine's trip, although I'll try to turn it into one way or the other. Okay. So here's greeting all those of you who have come on. Yes, I missed you too. I've seen those of you who have been coming on, actually, whether on YouTube or Facebook. So Katina, she was one of the first people on. Sharita, I know Beverly was asking if we were on. I hope she realizes we are on. Sharita, hello, good to see you. Teddy Myers, Valencia Walsh, Juliaton, I saw her early on too, and Bobby Rafter, Colin, I saw you on, Ali, who's that? Aline, yes, and oh yeah, Beverly is on. Hi, Beverly. Beverly was on my case. There's a lot that is going on, and sometimes I feel as if I can't even catch my breath fast enough to do it. And in addition to all of that, we are in the middle of planning Apostles' birthday celebrations, and it's just a lot, people. It's a lot. He likes to say, I have a lot on my plate. Well, I have a lot on my plate, but I did not want to miss another Monday. This is actually is this the first? I've just lost track of stuff. So yeah, this is actually the second Monday, and the second Monday in in the month, and I, both Mondays we were traveling, so it was very difficult to get the program on unless I had made a recording of it. And so I'm very happy to be with you this evening. I thank God for the opportunity that we have to talk together again. And I was there mulling around in my mind, what can we talk about? And there's so much going through my mind that to pick one topic, it's kind of difficult for me, but I do want to share something that I've been repeating it a lot. I've been sharing it with people, sometimes just one to one, one on one, or one to one. And sometimes, I've shared it on both prayer calls that I am on. I've shared it a little bit, I think, on our AEM live, and in some of the places that we went to, I did try to share it a little bit. By the way, if you're wondering what this was kind of a blanket that was made in South Africa for us. We were looking at marketing it for AEM, because the other side, I don't know where it is right now, so I can't show you, but it's patterned on this side, and then the other side is like a really bright yellow, and then it had the AEM logo on it. Very beautiful. And it's someone in Kenya that had actually made this for us. So I thought tonight I would just choose a different background. Not just because I felt to choose a different background, but I really didn't feel to sit on a hard chair in front of a table. I thought I would just like to be more relaxed, more comfortable tonight. Okay, so I hope you don't mind that. Bobby, did I greet you as yet? I think I did. I think I did. And Charlie, hello, good to see you. I trust that you will enjoy what we share tonight. So I think I'm going to go down that way and share something that, you know, I think the Holy Spirit has impressed it upon my heart, and I actually, I've actually acted on it. And for me to act on something, it had to really, really affect me, because how many of you know that procrastination is one of my challenges? But this thing is so strong with me that I have acted on it almost immediately. So I'm going to tell you what it is about. It was actually, I think because I started a new scripture reading plan. And in reading, I was reading Genesis. And I don't know, out of that's just so much unfolded. But I'll just get straight to it. And what it is that I want to talk about is, basically it's talking about how the natural and the supernatural work together, how the natural and the supernatural works together. Or I don't know if I can put it another way, how the natural can catapult into the supernatural. Or another way would be how the natural can act as a catalyst for the supernatural. Or where am I going? I'm not really going anywhere really deep, if you're thinking that. But basically, what I noticed, and let me start at the beginning, because that's a very good place to start if you had ever watched Sound of Music. And the very beginning was that God made man. God made man. And what I observed was that in everything else that he created, and he started off, the dividing the heavens and the earth and the waters, and saying, let there be light. There was light. Let there be this, let there be that. He called forth animals, he called forth the birds, he called forth all of these other things. And but when it came to man, he did not just say, even though he said, let us make man in our image and our likeness, he did not just say that and man appeared. Actually, if you've read the story, if you've read the account, I don't like to say story because I don't want people to feel this is a Nancy story. Um, when we read the account, it says that he stooped down, and out of the earth he formed the man. He formed Adam, as we came to know him, Adam's body. He formed it out of the earth, out of the dust of the earth. And then it says he breathed into man the breath of life, and some translations put lives, and man became a living soul. So that is when the natural, which was the body, the earth form of man, and the supernatural, which is the Spirit of God, came together, combined. And man became something different, let me put it like that, to the rest of the animals, to the rest of the living things that God had created, to the rest of even the universe itself. Man became something quite distinct. And as a matter of fact, I would like to say supernatural, because the Spirit of God what came into man, and man now has an immaterial part of him and a material part of him. And what came to me and what I began to observe as I recounted so many miraculous things that took place in the Bible, I began to realize that when God is dealing with man, he always seems to require something that's natural, something that's uh, tangible. He requires something of man before he puts anything of himself into it to make that thing supernatural, to make a miracle come to pass. Let me just break this down because I feel I'm losing some of you already. But let me just give you a few examples. And these are things I've talked about before, but it bears repeating. How many of you remember the the account I shared some time ago about the widow woman whose husband, the prophet, had died and left her in debt, and the creditor was coming to enslave her two boys, and she went to the man of God. In this case, this was Elisha. She went to him, and he asked her, "What do you have in your house?" And she said, "All I have is a little bit of oil. All I have is a flask of oil." And he told her to do something, to go and collect um, as many vessels as she could. As a matter of fact, he told her, "Go send your sons out, get them to collect this from as many people as they can." And then he told her, when you've collected all these jars, shut the door behind you, begin to pour the oil. And she began to pour out this oil. And if you know the rest of it, the oil kept multiplying until every vessel was filled. And then he gave her the instruction, "Okay, don't go and sell it now, pay your creditor off, and you and your sons live off of the rest." And I like, if you remember me sharing that, I said, God provided her with a retirement annuity. Okay, it wasn't just social security, this was retirement annuity that could take care of she and her sons for the rest of their lives. And I noticed that the prophet asked for something that was natural before the supernatural came into place. Another example, going to the New Testament, and I'm not necessarily going in the order of events, going to the New Testament, when Jesus was ministering to the people, ministering to the multitudes, and then the disciples said, "It's late. You should send them away. And so on." And then they said, "But if it's too late, if we send them away hungry, they're gonna probably faint." And Jesus asked them, "Oh, well, what do you have?" Jesus said, "Give them something to eat." And they said, "Well, we don't have anything." He said, "Well, what do you have?" And they finally got a little boy's lunch, 5 barley loaves, it says, and 2 small fishes. And they said, "But what is this among so many?" But the point is that they brought that thing that was natural to Jesus, and Jesus blessed it, gave it back to them, and told them, "Share it out to the multitudes." And as they were sharing this thing, it never ended. It multiplied right out in their hands. It was like it was never going to stop. It never stopped until 5,000 men, beside women and children, were filled. What happened? Something natural was presented, and then Jesus added the supernatural to it so that it became something that was miraculous. I saw, if we talk about the other widow, the one that Elijah went to, he asked her what, he asked her, make me some bread first. All she had was a little bit of flour and some oil, and she was preparing to make a cake for herself and her son and for them to die. But then she offered up this natural, the natural thing she had, what she had, she offered it, and it became, it was supernaturally blessed. And this has caused me to seriously look at, um, I don't want to say my theology, I don't want to go there. This has caused me to seriously look at us, and some of the things that we do. We sometimes we expect God to do so much. We want the supernatural. We want increase. We want healing. We want all of these things, but it is as if we are only expecting it to happen from God's gift. Well, what God is going to do. But I am beginning to realize that God is always going to require of us something natural, whether it is something that we do, something that we touch, something that we taste, something that's tangible. God is going to require something of from us before he puts his part into it. I don't know if you're understanding what I'm saying. But let's just be practical now. I like to bring things down to to the practical. And I guess that's where the natural comes in. And I've been sharing this. I said, hey, listen, if you are praying for a job, if you're praying for a job, and maybe you are confessing, God is supplying my need or whatever it is like that, and you are sincerely believing for this job, that this job will open up for you. But if you do nothing but pray and sit at home in expectation, and we are all for expectations. I hope you all have written your expectations. I mean, it's already February, so you should have written down some expectations for this year already. So if you just have that as an expectation and you are waiting for it to supernaturally appear, I am here to tell you that God is going to require something natural from you, first of all. Or God is going to require some movement from you. And what do I mean by movement? What do I mean by something natural? It might be as simple as, I don't know what kind of job you're looking for. Maybe you just want any job. Maybe you just want some kind of an income somewhere. So, depending on what it is, you may have to actually start walking into business places and asking them, are you hiring? Or you begin to search uh, um, ads, or you begin to put it into, if you computer literate, or if you know how to do something online, you begin to Google job fairs. Let us put this like job fairs in Kissimmee, Florida, because a lot of times there are job fairs where um, employers come looking for people. So it might have to be that you're doing, but what is happening? You are putting your faith that you are going to get a job. It's not evident yet. Faith is the substance of something that you're hoping for, but it is the evidence of something that you have not seen. But what are you doing now? You are now putting some works to it. You are now putting the natural to it, so that God now can come through for you and can throw in the supernatural. What does the supernatural look like in a case like that? It might be that, you've been going around, you've been just, and you haven't met anybody, and then all of a sudden you just casually, maybe you're on the bus, maybe you're waiting in a line, and you and somebody strikes up a conversation, and you say, and somehow or the other it comes around that you mention, oh yeah, I've been looking for a job in that, or the person says, my company is hiring, and you only to find out that it's exactly what you're looking for. So this looks like, this is supernatural now. This looks like why? Because God has brought about, uh, put you in touch with somebody now who can help to take you to where you're going. Are you all understanding me? Are you all getting what I'm saying? So that is an example, a simple example of how the natural can comes together with the supernatural to produce a miracle for you. Okay? Um, Let me see if I can find another example. Uh, Here's one. So you are wanting to have better health, and you are wanting to lose weight or feel healthier or whatever it is like that. And um, you've been praying about it. Maybe you put it down as an expectation that you would lose this by such and such a time, or you would yeah, okay, that you would have this by such and such a time, or that you would move from a size whatever down to a size this or something like that, and you've been praying and asking the Lord, help me and stuff like that. But what is the natural thing that you can do? It may be to look at what you've been eating and making some decisions as to what to not eat or to lessen on. It may be that you have to actually, and I did this just a couple of days ago. I went out to my community center to find out, do you all have any exercise classes here? Do you have any Zumba or something, that because I know I need company. I like to, I will do things like that if I can get into a group that's doing it and start to enjoy it. I remember I was some years ago, I had joined a line dancing class at the community center. Well, it doesn't seem as if they have anything going on right now, but I have another one that I have to go and check out to find out, okay, what do you have? What do you have to offer? And so on. And if not, then I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to keep looking because I want exercise or some kind of activity to become a daily discipline for me, or at least an every other daily and every other day discipline for me. But what I'm saying is that this is without works, without actually pursuing, without actually going and look for it. That is your contribution to God. That is part of what it says, bringing your plans to God, and God is the one that's going to give it the okay or not. But we have to get away from this mindset that we have, that it's all on God. It's not all on God. There is something that we have to do to I don't let me say if I don't know if it's the right thing I'm saying, to expedite the miracle that we are looking for. And I think if we would examine this, we would find that it is true in nearly every situation. Nearly every situation. I don't know if I should go here, but let me go here because I know I'm mostly talking to women. Women are mostly my audience. But what about when you say that you, let's talk to the single ladies first, and you want to get married, you wanted to your own to have your own family and stuff like that. But how are you preparing yourself for that? How are you preparing yourself for someone, so that it can become true that he who finds you finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord? In other words, the word says that when a man finds a wife, it's a good thing, it's a gift from God, and it shows that God has favored him. But what are you bringing to the table? What are you doing in the meantime to make yourself or to prepare yourself to be that good thing? And it's not only as it relates to your outer appearance, although that's important, because I see some young ladies going around and they look very draggy. That's the best way. They look very, they are not, and it's mostly Christian girls. I don't know why some that they feel that they don't have to look good. But you need to look good. And when I say looking good, I don't mean to say you have to be ostentatious. I don't mean to say that you have to be, showing off yourself in ways that are not all that desirable. But I'm saying, be neat, be clean, smell good, look good, dress well as you can, and so on. And I don't want to say put yourself out there, but you're not going to meet anybody. Well, times have changed, I guess, um, because so many people meet people online, which I think is very scary, but it works out for some people. Some people have had some really good outcomes as a result of that. But you can't lock yourself up in a house just watching soaps, just watching TV, and expect that you're going to meet somebody, that somebody is going to miraculously appear in your house. Anybody that miraculously appears in your house, if it's not an angel, it's a demon. And most times it's a demon. So I don't suggest that. But you have to make yourself, you have to become sociable if you want to meet somebody, if you want somebody to meet you, whether it's from church, whether it's joining at our church, we have what we call life connect groups, where every year we have maybe 2 or 3 sessions where there's a connect group where you could people of like um, taste meet together. You get to know the people at church in a closer and under a less churchy situation. Let me put it like that. So, for instance, they have a fishing trip coming up soon, and then some people have started different kind. I know one year my daughter did one on makeup and so on. I've done one on relationships because that's my area. I love to do things with relationships. Now I have a couple, actually there are 2 couples now that do a lot of things for married couples and so on. So that is, what I'm sharing is I'm sharing this to tell us we cannot live our lives as if we are just spirit beings. We have to understand that God is going to continue dealing with us like how he dealt with man at the beginning, that he took something natural, he put the supernatural into it, he put the spiritual into it. I don't know what else you want to call it. And that being now became a supernatural being. We are supernatural, we are not just natural people. I remember uh, years ago, I had shared that with my son. I think it was Kenneth. I think it was Kenneth. And I heard him repeating it to his brother. And he was saying, remember, mommy told us we are not natural. We are not natural. We are supernatural. We are, uh, um, I can't even remember now how he put it, but I was amazed that he had actually taken that in. And, when we convey that to our children, when our children realize, listen, I'm not just an ordinary person, I am extraordinary, then they begin to expect more for themselves. They begin to look for more for themselves. They don't settle just for for mediocrity. And I think that's where so many of us miss out. We settle for just what is the mediocre. We settle for just enough from drowning, but not enough to go on a boat ride, or to go skiing on the water, or whatever it is like that. We settle for just enough so that we don't drown. But God, in this time, this age, and in spite of what we see and what we hear that's going around us, God has some great and extraordinary plans for us. God wants to bring us to a place where the supernatural becomes a way of life for us. And so whether or not, even if you are, and I want to share this because I listened to something from Dodie Austin. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name, Dodie Austin, where she was sharing her healing scriptures, and was sharing her journey from death unto life. And one of the things that she said, that, I think she said, do what you can, do whatever is available. If you facing a sickness that can be life threatening, she said, yeah, go ahead. In other words, do the natural, do as much as you can, but don't leave out the supernatural. And neither should you come to a place where you say, well, I'm not doing that, I'm not taking this, I'm not doing that, and so on. If something is available that can help you, that can help to bring about healing and health to you, you do that. But God is the one that puts that other part into it, the supernatural part. And there we have the miracle of health and healing that takes place in our lives. Well, I don't know if I made sense at all. I hope I did. But most of all, I hope that I have motivated some of you to look at your expectations, to look at the things that you have been desiring for yourself or maybe your family, and begin to ask yourself, what can I do naturally to move in this direction? What can I do naturally? And ask God for the wisdom. He would give it to you. It may mean you have to work on your credit. I didn't even realize you know your credit score is something that here in America is so important. And I was amazed recently to discover that my credit had shot way up over the 800s. I was thinking I'm still maybe in seven something or five something, but I've been doing things. I've been doing little things. I've been paying off cards and stuff like that. And in doing the natural, I think God just did a miracle for me and caused my scores to be way up there. So, folks, look at what you, I mean, we're still young in the year. Okay, we haven't even passed the quarter markers yet, thank God. but look at some of the things that you want to accomplish, some of the things that you're talking about, some of the things that you've been praying and praying and praying and praying about. Uh, if it's your marriage, maybe you just need to do something practical. Plan to go away. Look, Valentine's Day is coming up. Plan to get away and do something. Or just plan something nice. Or if you need counseling, seek out a counselor. Do something. Act. Do what you can. Do the natural, and God is the one that will put his part into it and give you something supernatural. Well, I trust that this has blessed you. I wish we could talk, but I noticed that I am having difficulty again getting onto our Zoom, unless I and when I try switching accounts, I still am not seeing my regular Zoom that I use. Um, so I don't know. Maybe I will do something now, what I haven't done for a long time. I'm gonna post um, I'm gonna post a link here just for tonight, so we could just still mm, maybe talk a little bit. Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna find a Zoom link that can be used, but just for tonight, until I find out how to get back into my Zoom, which I do have a special link for that. So here we go. Mm, just now. Keep on talking with each other while I try to get this together. Um, no, that's not the one. That's not the one I want. And I didn't get to Brother Angle before. So if I know where I am, I'm not even in the right place. Just give me a moment, folk, and I will try to get it. Otherwise, we can't have a Zoom tonight. And I think I want to have to hear whether this has done anything for any of you. Okay, so bear with me, and I'm going to quickly put um, I'm going to quickly put a link there to a Zoom that I can use tonight until I get myself back in play. Um, until I get myself back with the one that I really need to use. Okay, so hold on. Uh-oh. I'm still here. I'm just trying something, as they say. I'm trying a thing. I'm trying to see if I okay, I see Brother Anga. Oh, great. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. Okay, so Brother Angle has given me the link there, and I am going to post it here. Where am I? I'm going to post it here and see if you can get on, okay? So be looking out for it. It's going to be there. And let me see if he did it. If he has it there for you already. Huh? Okay, I'm not seeing it there. But let me see if I can But in the meantime, I want you to be thinking up of what question you're going to ask or what you're going to contribute. Okay, so I just did something. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Brother Angle. I see it. Let me see if I can pin this. No, I can't. I can't pin it myself because it's coming up in Apostles thing. But folks, look quickly there, and if you click on that link that I just posted, let me see if I can pin this. No, I can't. If you click on that, it will bring you to our Zoom, and we can continue talking. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little while because I know sometimes you don't see it. I'm going to give you a little while. Uh, Copy that link or click on that link, and it will take you into our Zoom. And we're going to be able to keep talking a little bit of to maybe oops, I'm sorry. Maybe you want some advice as to how what can be a step you take in a direction concerning something that you want to accomplish, you know. um Okay. Yeah. So let's get on the Zoom. And for the rest of you who may not be able to come on for whatever reason, maybe you have plans. Uh, Maybe you have to go do something. Maybe you have your homework to do or whatever it is. For the rest of you, thank you for joining. And I trust that next Monday, I'm not sure what time our flight is back. I may have to seriously look at changing Let's Talk from a Monday because that's usually the day we are traveling. But let's see. We're going to watch it still and see how it works out. Okay, but the rest of you, bye bye. Thank you for joining. See you tomorrow, the Lord willing, on Aem The Voice. And Apostle is going to have, of course, in the evening, he's going to have the School of Wisdom. So somewhere or the other, we'll catch up again. Okay? God bless. Thank you, Brother Angle, for your help. And see you all soon again. It's not